Good morning, random stranger, or good
Hello.
arvo, good evening, whatever time it is for you. We're about to jump right back into Epic the Musical, The
Yeah,
Underworld Saga.
the Underworld Saga.
Yeah.
So the next one, the first song of Underworld, is drawn by Ching 47.
New
Should we just get
artist.
started?
We've not had
Yeah, new
one
artist. So
from them
no.
before. All right, I'm ready. I'm
Mm.
ready for this
All right.
slow-mo train wreck.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Friends,
Ew.
Cersei's instructions were
Horse and infant
clear.
riff,
No
but
matter
slower
what
in a
we
different key.
fear, full speed ahead until we find the prophet. My comrades, this land confuses your mind. So no matter who we find,
So Odysseus giving another pep talk.
until we find the prophet. Good.
Oh, here comes another god.
We're gonna meet Hades.
Ooh.
Ooh, upside down.
All I hear are screams every time I dare to close my eyes.
This is like the Cyclops theme when he's smashing them with the club. But kind of sped up. It's the first time we've heard bells, I think. Oh, should I have subs on this?
$558.
I like the return of those rapid piano runs. It's like the motif for Athena. 'Cause she was the one who warned him not to be merciful.
All I hear are screams every time I dare to close my eyes. I no longer dream, only nightmares of those who die. Nothing's what it seems. Nothing's what it seems.
Yeah, it's clear musical reference to the Cyclops killing his men. That bass drum emphasis on every beat.
From that night, I keep thinking of the infant from that night. This life is amazing.
Holidays.
But doesn't look like Pole 2's.
Just without his glasses.
Looks kind of glammed up. Like they called in the guys from Queer Eye and did a makeover or something.
Oh my god. It's a
Look
different
at him.
artist.
Oh, that's true. Ooh, it's on the 7.
That voice. It can't be.
Is it Penelope? Did she die?
Mom?
I'm still betting on she's dead.
Mom?
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Ah. Wait. Is it his real mom? I mean, as in the writer's real mom? Because it's got a bit of an accent, which is perfect. I wonder if he got his real mom to sing.
Oh, maybe. Wait, what accent?
Like, kind of Latin. Aww. That's sweet.
Bye, Mom. All I hear are screams.
I came in like a wrecking ball. Sorry, they did the same, like, couple of beats, silence, and he just came in. That was powerful. Oh, okay. So now they're down in the underworld.
In the underworld. I feel like you
Thoughts?
always ruin songs by
I'm
being like,
sorry.
let me throw in a reference at a
But-
very emotional part.
I'm sorry. I think Wrecking Ball is an incredibly emotional song. And he used the same
Okay.
trick where it's like, boom, boom, boom. I came in like a wrecking ball, you know. Oh, before.
It's before that.
Yeah, it's 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I like that a lot.
The thing with Wrecking Ball is that I remember watching it at uni because that was when it got big, and then it was just like this naked lady on a wrecking ball, and everyone was just like, "What are we watching right now?"
Hey,
So
it
like,
shot
I
us
can't
straight
help but
to the
laugh.
top of the charts. Straight to the top of the charts, and she stayed there for a while. So she did good. What do you think of the
Yes, I
song?
can't take it seriously.
I know.
It's nice. I enjoyed the mom coming in, even though I thought it
Yeah.
was Penelope.
It was
Her
so
part was like
sweet.
really soft.
I
Yeah,
liked how
and
that
Holidays came back.
part, yeah, all of these soft parts. I liked how the mum part sounded a lot like,
That voice.
was it Just a Man when he's singing to the baby before he drops it off the side? But now Odysseus is the baby.
Yeah.
Role swap.
But what makes you feel that way, like musically?
The piano. Yeah, it's just soft. The softness of the piano. I think rhythmically it's similar as well. Yeah, I like how they harmonize as well.
Yeah.
And then Polity's coming back. Yeah.
Even the Underworld, he's like, open arms.
Yeah, you know what though? This whole song to me felt like a turducken. You know what a turducken is? It's not a
Is
thing here
that
in Australia, but I think it's an American thing.
Turkey duck chicken, where
Yeah,
they like
it's inside and then
shove
inside
the
another one.
meat in an okay.
Yeah, like a chicken inside of a
So-
duck inside of a turkey. Because there were
okay.
at least 5, 6 musical references to different songs, like layered together and also layered on top of each other. Like I felt like there wasn't really a distinct melodic idea carried out from start to finish, except maybe this
The
mum
scream?
part, but that still was referring
Oh.
to the infant song. So
But
Yeah,
wouldn't the scream be its own thing?
Wrecking Ball,
the new
yeah.
part to this
Yeah, the thing is, it
like
wasn't
Wrecking Ball.
like a whole song that had a distinct idea. It was
Yeah.
just a lot of different songs pieced together. Maybe that was a point though. Like this is sort of a turning point for him
yeah.
where he's sort of taking stock of where he is because he's just in the pits right now.
I guess it's a passage of like you're meeting all of the people who passed away while he's like traveling into the underworld. So there's like different sections.
Yeah. Can I just check what key Polities is singing in? Okay, he's in E major, which is not the
Okay.
same key as Open Arms. So Polities in Open Arms is in A major.
Yay.
Oh, interesting.
Why?
Okay, so when Polities returns here in the Underworld, he's singing in the E major, which is actually the dominant of the A. A, B,
Okay.
C, D, E. So the 5th note of the A major. So it's actually modulated
How's
to
that?
the dominant.
How's that important?
That's so interesting. I mean,
What
I
does
think
it
that's
mean,
that's definitely not a coincidence. So, well, didn't you feel just when Polity showed up? It's obviously a rehash of Open Arms, but it's also kind of in this creepy, ghostly way. I mean, one, he's
yeah.
singing it slower, like much slower.
Yeah.
BPM than the original, and like the instrumentation, it's not really the peppy payphone type of beat, but this like more contemplative acoustic guitar and sustained synth backing. So that was interesting. I'll get to the dominant in a bit, but I thought having the original pace slowed down for Open Arms, but when they refer to the Cyclops part, it's actually sped up. So the Cyclops part was when the bass was the bass drum was kicking in on every beat.
All I hear are screams.
1, 2, 3, 4. And there's screams in the background, which we also had when in Survive or the one before that. Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. When Cyclops was killing people left, right, and center, it was every beat, or when he started. So when he killed Polites first, it was on beat 1, and then 2, 3, 4, and then boom, 2, 3, 4. It was like every first beat, whereas here it's every single beat. That bass drum.
All I hear are screams.
With the screams in the background. To me, it was like anything that reminds Odysseus of home. Because also at the beginning, the riffs of Horse and Infant, it's slower as well. Like this idea of going home. Anything that reminds me of friends, like Polites, that's slowed down. But when it comes to things that remind him of death and his men being killed by mystical forces, it's sped up. The good times and home is so much more distant now, whereas the trauma is just much more relatively fresh in his brain, which is why it's sped up. Yeah, so it's really cool. So why is it significant that Polites appears here in the dominant key? So the E major, the dominant key of A major. In classical music theory, modulating to the dominant key creates a very specific kind of tension. It creates this inherent, almost gravitational pull back towards the original tonic or the original home key. In this case, that would be the A. That's because the dominant chord of A major, E major, contains the 7th note or the leading tone of the original key. So in this case, that's the G sharp. And because of the presence of that 7th note, there's just a natural need to resolve back to the home key. That's the first thing. The second thing is the dominant key contains just one note that's different to the original home key. And that's why it's so close on the circle of fifths. So if you played A major and then jump to the dominant of A major, which is E major, the only note that's different from the A major scale is that D sharp, the new leading note of the E major. So that single note of difference between the original home key A and its dominant key E major, that D sharp, it creates both this sense of familiarity, but also a sense of foreignness or unfamiliarity at the same time. Because all of the pitches used in E major are pretty much the same as A major, except for that one note. Now that is why in classical music, specifically for like longer pieces of music written in sonata form, modulating from the original home key to its dominant became sort of like this standard, for creating immense tension that would drive the musical narrative forward, because it's the key that sort of makes you most anticipate an eventual resolution back to the tonic, back to the original home key in the final movement of the piece. So you'd modulate to the dominant in the end of the first movement or in the second movement, and then all this stuff would happen. And then right at the end, in the final movement, that's when you'd migrate back to home. It's interesting that Jorge decided to bring back Polites and sort of Open Arms, that song in the dominant key. So Open Arms was in A. In the Underworld, it's actually he sings it in the E major. So I think if you listen to Open Arms and the Underworld back to back, writing this Polites callback in the dominant key, it creates like this sort of a ghostly effect. Like we recognize the music, but it's altered in a way that feels distant. So it sort of exists in this space that strives to return home. There's all this tension for returning home, but it can't. Yeah, so that's the tension that comes from the dominant key.
Is it like a longing, bittersweet kind of feeling?
Yeah, a yearning. Yeah, exactly. It's because of that leading tone that's just pulling insistently towards a resolution that it will never reach, which I guess perfectly encapsulates Polity's state. Like he's someone who only exists in memory now, and he can't ever go home because he's dead.
Actually, so it's like different but so familiar, but also just not the same anymore.
Yeah,
you can't reach back to its original state.
Yeah. So it's actually really cool. I think he it tapped into just this whole tradition of classical music where modulating to the dominant immediately puts you in that mindset. Like now that I'm thinking about it, there's quite a few famous classical pieces that use that tonic to dominant key modulation. Like Mahler's symphony, I forget which one, 2 or 3. I think Mahler's second symphony does it. Wagner does it. Like, and actually the pieces that they use that tonic to dominant switch were expressing like funeral marches or like someone's death. So yeah, so I guess this choice, the choice to have Polity sing his signature song in the dominant key of A major, the E. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
So what key is the whole song in? Like, is it just Polity's part that's in E major, or was the whole song in E major?
Good question. It's the relative minor of E major, the C sharp minor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's when Polities comes in, it goes to the E. Yeah,
it's a relative major.
Changes with the vibe.
So it's like cohesive because they're the relative major minor, but also it's the dominant of the open arms song.
Yeah, it also links back to open arms. Yeah.
Okay, what about the mom's part? Does that change at all?
What's mom singing in?
That voice. It can't be.
No, it's still E.
Mom?
Okay.
Yeah. I guess they all fit in the same basket. It's like best friend, mom, home. Oh, the other thing that we had to look at was how Polities ended his last line before he floats off. So he lands on the 7 of the E major, which of course is it is like a revision of the going home progression, right? It's just so close to home, but they never quite hit it. But what's really cool is Polities. When Odysseus sings Polities, he lands on the dominant of the E. Odysseus, he ends his longing, I guess, goodbye to Polities on the dominant of the E, which is the dominant of the original key. So he's sort of landing on the dominant of the dominant of the open arms song, which is another classical music trick. It's sort of like, instead of just migrating to the dominant, which already creates tension, some, especially more modern composers, or not modern, like we're talking 19th century, they would migrate to the dominant of the dominant, like, or the dominant of the relative minor. You know, it's sort of like, ooh, you think you're removed? Here's double removed. You're even further away than you think you are. Yeah, so that's actually really sad. It's very sad. Polities B.
So it's like Polities is now even further away than
Polities.
Before.
Yeah.
Gone.
In Odysseus's mind, obviously. It's like he's already lost him, but it's also just, I guess, all the guilt that he's feeling for the death of Polities. So it's dominant
was
of the dominant E.
Chord progression in the going home progression, but just didn't land on the home, or is it different?
I mean, it's like, so Polities ended his last melodic line on the 7.
It was just the last note.
Yeah, it's just kind of to leave it hanging there, I guess, to emphasize that he'll never get home. So should go to which actually Odysseus sings, because he sings quality. So he actually starts on the 1, which is sort of what happened in the Going Home progression, because he also sang Penelope. Penelope was the 1. Here he also sings the 1 when he sings Polities as a name. But he actually, instead of ending on the 2 like he did with Penelope, he ends on the 5, which is even further away from home. Because at least he has a shot at seeing Penelope. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But
if she's not dead.
Polities is way gone. Yeah, that's gone.
Okay.
That's so
really
sad. Cool. Yeah.
And then you ruin like a wrecking ball.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Sure. I feel like we need to. Okay, I feel like to give it some justice, we need to re-listen to that ending part without wrecking ball. All right. Well, just start from the mom's part. We'll just start from here.
That voice. It can't be.
You think he's hallucinating? He's just so desperate.
But he wouldn't have known that his mum died, right? So I'm assuming it's like his mom's actual spirit.
Yeah.
I took too long and ventured too far while you were waiting. Bye, Mom. Your past is always close behind. Down in the underworld.
Ooh, he's getting close to breaking. All right, next.
All right, next. So the next song is called No Longer You and is drawn by Ximena Natzel. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
I am the prophet with the answers you seek. Time, I've unlocked it. I see past and future running free. There is a world where I help you get home, but that's not a world I know. What? I see a song of past romance. I see the sacrifice of man.
I like the danciness of this. The 6/8.
And a brother's final stand. I see you on the brink of death. I see you try.
Oh, nice.
I see a man who gets to make it home alive, but it's no longer you. This can't be. We've suffered and sailed through the toughest of hells. Now you tell us our efforts for nothing. I see your palace covered in red, faces of men who had long believed you're dead. I see your wife with a man who is haunting, a man with a trail of bodies. I see a song.
I love how clueless Odysseus is. Who is this guy who's killed so many people?
Who has 500 plus bodies behind him?
Nice choral background. So he actually kind of dies. At least his old self does.
Hmm.
So he's in the underworld. Is that the Styx or something? Like the underworld's the river?
Maybe. I mean, I only know the Styx because of the Hades game.
Yeah.
Where Zagreus gets sent back home.
Educational games. What did you think of this one?
Thoughts?
Uh,
I mean, I don't know about music, but in terms of lyrics and where the story is going, it seems like if the prophecy is to be true, he will have to like submit to being ruthless, and he will no longer like he'll turn into a monster and he'll no longer be himself. And if Penelope is still alive, I feel like there's probably gonna be drama maybe by the time he gets home, like whether he'll be accepted or not, because he's changed, right? Like
Yep.
he went from being like a king with like, you know, loyalty and justice, probably
Morals.
with war, morals, to this person who is a monster leaving like a trail of bodies behind him. So it's like
Yeah.
maybe some of the tension will come from like, because for him to get home, like from the prophecies, things like for him to get home, he has to become a monster. But then I feel like that will also lead to when he does get home, maybe there will be like he'll fight his son or something because they might not agree. I don't know. That's where I think the story is going to like be set up.
Okay, good guess. Good guess. I do love though that he's even at this point, he's still like, Who me? No.
No, who is this person that I need to kill? How dare you?
I would like to. There was an interesting part, I think, parallel when the prophet was hammering it home that Odysseus will no longer be Odysseus.
I see a song of past romance. I see the sacrifice.
So C minor. And then four. Yeah, nice. And then back to the one, and then it goes back down. Ooh, it actually goes all the way down to the dominant down there. And then you. Nice. Nice. Love it. Remember, cast your minds back to the going home progression in The Horse and Infant. There, we were trying to get home, right? We were going up from like the, I don't know, trying to get home. Here, it's the opposite of that. We start on the home key, which is the C minor. We move.
Is this song in C minor?
The song is in C minor, so that's the home key. That's one. That's home. Yep, so from this point, C, and then it slowly moves to D, which is 2, and then 3. Oh, sorry. 3, and then 4, and then 5. So the dominant, which, as I kind of mentioned before, is like the key with the most tension in a scale. Traditionally, it's not always the case, but that's just, you know. So it's actually moving away from home, just as this prophet is like, you are not gonna be who you are. Yeah. Well, he is physically getting home, but his old self is no longer gonna exist. Yeah. So I feel like that's what that progression is trying to say. Like in Horse and Infant, he's trying to get home because he is still his good old self Odysseus. Whereas here, moving away from home like that progressively, all the way to the 5, shows that we're not really going home, even though he physically is, but his old self is not anymore. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Like,
it's an inverse.
They move past the point where his old self could potentially get home. Because I think that in the lyrics there was one part where something about like it's not the me in this timeline or something that helps you get home. Where was it though? Yeah, there's
This
a
one.
world where I help you get home.
Yep.
Yeah, so there is an alternate timeline where like old Odysseus might have been able to get home with the prophet's help.
And without
it's already-
compromising his own principles.
Yeah, but the paths have already diverged. Like maybe because of his choices, depending on what choices he made in the past, like has already diverged where it's like instead of going home, he went past home and then he just kept going and missed it. And then now the prophet's like, well, can't help you there unless you turn back, unless you turn yourself to the opposite of what you are, I guess.
Yeah, although
and become ruthless.
It's a bit late now. It's a bit too late.
It's too late.
Did you know it's the second time it starts on home again and then goes back down. Sorry. Yeah. So 1 1 7 7 6 5. So it's either way you cut it. Whether you go up the scale or go down the scale, he's just going away from home. That's the message there.
So it's just always starting from home, but it's
starting from home, either going up or going down.
Away.
Yep, to the dominant. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Even the music's telling
He's
him,
made his bed.
You're not making it home.
There's one other thing I just noticed that was pretty cool. The instrumentation at the end when the prophet stops singing. That's an echo of Nobody. Like, remember when Odysseus saying Nobody? Nobody, nobody to the Cyclops?
Yeah.
The brass is kind of echoing that here, which is interesting because I guess originally Odysseus was like, oh, that's a nifty little trick of mine. But here he has actually become Nobody. I think because this is the point where he transitions from being Odysseus to the monster. So it's kind of like pronouncing his fate, you know. You are actually Nobody now. Ominous.
That's really cool.
All right, ready for the last song in the Underworld Saga.
Last song in Act 1 as well. So the song name is called Monster and it is drawn by Gigi.
I wonder what happens.
Let's go.
How has everything been turned against us? How did suffering become so endless? How am I to reunite with my estranged? Do I need to change? I'm surrounded by the souls of those I've lost. I'm the only one whose line I haven't crossed. What if the greatest threat we'll find across the sea is me? What if I'm the monster? What if I'm in the wrong? What if I'm the problem?
I think the violin referenced I'm Just a Man.
What if I'm the one who killed you? Every time I cave to guilt. What if I've been far too kind to foes, but a monster to ourselves? What if I'm the monster? Is the Cyclops struck with guilt when he kills? Is he up in the middle of the night? Or does he end my men to avenge his friend and then sleep knowing he has done right? When the witch turns men to pigs to protect her nymphs, is she going insane? Or did she learn to be colder when she got older and now she saves them the pain? When a god comes down and makes a fleet drown, is he scared that he's doing something wrong?
Hey, I love the percussive instruments.
So we must respect him and now no one dares to piss him off. Does a soldier use a wooden horse to kill sleeping Trojans cause he is vile? Or does he throw away his remorse and save more lives with guile? If I became the monster and threw that guilt away, would that make us stronger? Would it keep our foes at bay? If I became the monster but us, and made sure we got home again. Who would care if we're unjust? If I became oh, ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves.
Okay, more references.
I lost my best friend, I lost my mentor, my mom, 500 men gone. This can't go on, I must get to see Penelope and Telemachus. So if we must sail through dangerous oceans and beaches, I'll go where Poseidon won't reach us. And if I gotta drop another infant from a wall in an instant so we all don't die, then I'll become the monster. I will deal the blow, and I'll become the monster like none they've ever known. So what if I'm the monster lurking deep below? I must become the monster, and then we'll make it whole. Penelope. I'll become the monster.
Oh.
Whoa.
I became the monster.
Thoughts?
Man, they're just really loading up these songs with references just everywhere, aren't they? It's like ruthlessness. There's just a man.
Just a man.
There was part when he was
There's-
singing "What If I'm the Monster."
What if I'm the problem that's been hiding all along? What if I'm the one who killed you every time I gave to guilt?
I feel like we'd heard this in Open Arms as well. When we switched to the relative minor. Da, 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 da. Da, da,
yeah.
da. Yeah. So it's like, I guess whenever he's doubting, it's kind of that melodic line. You know, my favorite part of this track, I think, was the use of the layered percussive instruments. I really like that. It
when
was
he
like,
starts questioning himself.
yeah, when he's recounting all of the foes that he's encountered. And
Yeah.
they were all just doing things to protect the people they love,
Yeah.
or the sheep they loved.
I feel like we had this discussion before about like Odysseus is like the human who has emotions and feeling remorse and guilt, but the monster and nymphs and God, they don't care. They're just like, it is justified, I do what I have to do.
Yeah, I just found it interesting. It's like a mix of bass and sort of like a lighter percussion, sort of like claps almost.
I became the monster.
Yeah, so you see that like lighter percussion? I associate it with Polities. It's like that sort of more lighter, like hand clappy sort of rhythm. But interesting, it
This is nothing
disappears.
like Polities, though.
No, but I feel like because Polities was the one who always was like, don't become the monster. You know, don't be
Yeah.
that person. And he's kind of, this is where he's kind of like weighing up whether he should or shouldn't. But that
Okay.
light percussion, it definitely disappears by the end of the song.
Okay, let me listen.
Yeah, it's back to the military drums. Yeah, it's gone, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
Wait,
Yeah.
does it? Does it completely go away even after that? Can we listen to that?
Also, the compound time, that sort of matches Poseidon's rhythm.
Oh, what's that compound?
At least triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. It's gone. It's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone. It's the snare and bass drum.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Apologies is well and truly just put him at the back of his mind, or out of his mind even. It's good use of instrumentation. To remind us of things. Something else, I loved when he got to the Poseidon part. There's
Like
a
more percussion came in.
more but also there's a marked shift in his vocals. So he's quite soft here
okay.
with Cyclops. It's like, what? There's a bit more like growl in there. It also reminds me of Warrior of the Mind with the singing rappy part. Athena, like when he does the da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. It's kind of reminds you of that. Sing about the gods.
Okay. Anything else?
No. I liked how neatly the ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves slotted into this. We knew this was coming though. we knew he'd have to end up at this point.
I mean, like the Underworld and No Longer You is kind of like setting up to that shift.
Yeah.
Well, thoughts on Act 1?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we finished Act 1 now.
Act 1. I mean, I'll always just be impressed with how you can translate a monster epic piece of literature like the Odyssey into a couple of songs. I mean, not just a couple, like there's how many songs are we at now? Like
a lot.
Yeah, a lot. 20 something, almost 30. Yeah.
20. I think it's at 20 now.
20? Yeah. To do that is a feat, like a monster feat. It's interesting to see as we progress along the songs how many references to previous tracks are being used. I think it's fine. Like, I think it's a personal preference thing. Like, maybe I'm more used to musicals that tuck in references or melodic phrases or harmonic relations in a more subtle way, whereas epic is way more in your face, and sometimes it's like wholesale plucks a section from this song and pops it into another one or integrates it. Like that first track that we listened to today, the Underworld, it was like 5 or 6 previous songs stitched together in quite obvious ways. And I think whether you really resonates with you or not is sort of a really personal thing. I enjoy picking out all the musical references, but I think I also enjoy when musicals do it in a much more subtle way and not as often. Because I find myself like, oh yeah, it's here. Oh man, now it's this. Oh, now they're using 2 references from 2 different songs at the same time. Like it's like a full-on assault, you know. But I could see how fun it is for people to find these sort of references.
Do you find that it's more common to do that in like a sung through one where everything is in song compared to musicals where it's mostly like a play dialogue and then have insert songs? So there's less chance of them to like reference things because it's just not as many songs. So it's like the number of references that you'll hear, it's probably the frequency is
I get your point.
It's not as many.
No, I think because a lot of the sung through musicals that I love and watch, like Sondheim. No, there's in sung through musicals. You'll find like subtle references as well. Like,
okay,
and obviously, like we're comparing someone who started this as a college thesis versus full on professional production team. Who's been doing in the industry for like 40 years. Like, I love seeing that you can start. I feel like Epic is the start of something amazing. Like, if he continues writing musicals like this, he'll just keep getting better and better and better. And I think he'll find more ways, different ways, whether harmonically, melodically, or rhythmically, to tie in themes and motifs that it's not so straightforward. Like, I think he'll have fun experimenting with all of the different techniques you can use to sort of cohere a big, huge musical production like this. Like, it's a score, not just, a soundtrack or a music. It's a whole entire unified score. Yeah.
like have more in his repertoire to like make use of and expand his horizons, I guess.
Yeah, I think this is already such a like great start, and I would be looking forward so much to how he grows in terms of the complexity of the ways you can call back to certain characters, certain themes in a musical.
Mm.
Yeah. What
Anything
about
else?
you? What do you think?
I enjoy it. I feel like I can only comment more on like the animatics because that's what I enjoy, which is like art, which I think all of them did amazing. Like all of
Yeah,
them are amazing artists, and I hope they deserve all the fame that they get from drawing
I
epic
know.
music,
It's crazy. You know,
right?
actually, speaking of like amazing animation, I really loved this handshake with his monster.
With the monster where he like
Yeah.
slaps, yeah,
And
and
then
it
it
just
just
gets
goes into
absorbed
him.
in.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah,
That one.
I really love Gigi as the animator. Like, whenever Gigi's animation come, I'm like, oh, I'm in for a ride. I'm in
GG.
for a ride.
Yeah.
Excited.
That's
And I'm pretty sure that like the face was in Just a Man. Like a thumb I think it was from the thumbnail where half the face is a monster.
Now we're so lucky
Really
that
cool.
we have these like animatics to watch.
Well, that wraps up Act 1. So
Yay!
there's only 4 sagas in Act 2, and there's like 5 songs in each saga, I
More
believe.
songs, okay?
We didn't meet Hades. I was so excited to meet Hades, and that did not happen, I guess. He just
No.
never met Hades,
Maybe
I
we'll
guess.
still get there. I don't know, actually.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess maybe like the
Next
next
song?
song will be like out
Yeah.
getting out of the underworld. I don't know.
Do you know
We'll
what I
see.
wanted to look up before we wrap up Act One? Was it
Yeah.
Jorge's actual mom singing the part of his mom?
Okay, wait. I found it. Odysseus' mom is actually voiced by Jorge's mother. Yes.
Ah,
I'm
yay!
surprised. I'm surprised you even like managed to guess that just
I
from
mean,
her
it was a
voice. Like,
hugely like well, just because of there's a slight accent, a slight
mm,
beautiful sort of Latin accent. I was like, oh, maybe. I mean, it could have been anyone with like that accent, but I'm
yeah.
so glad that it is actually her. That's so sweet.
I wonder if any of his other family members like sings in this
I
musical.
don't know. You know who I thought sounded a lot like Jorge? Was the Prophet.
Mm,
I thought the Prophet had a very similar timbre
tone.
to
Yeah.
Jorge as well.
Let me just see who it
So
is.
similar. Even when he belts, it sounded similar. Brother, cousin.
No, it's a different name. Mason Olszewski. Sorry, I probably butchered their surname.
Okay, it's a different person, but yeah.
Different person.
Yeah, I think I'd have trouble separating them, to be honest. Cool. Yay, Act
Yeah,
1 done.
Act 1 done. All right, we'll be back for Act 2.